Studio, are you ready, Alex? I'm about to get ready. You good? Okay, perfect. Cool.
I'm good.
Oh, wait, hold on. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard the crinkle. Do you want to just go to your regular?
Okay, I'll just unplug the mic. Yeah.
Bloopers.
Studio owners, stick around. In this video, we're going to talk about how to write organic social media copy that actually sells. Hi, I'm McKenna, and I'm the video production manager here. And today I am joined virtually with Alex. He is our copywriter. Hello, Alex. And before we actually get into this, I gotta say, I don't know if you've ever seen SpongeBob, but I feel like I'm Plankton and you're like my Karen. So
I have seen SpongeBob, but I don't know that exact episode. So now I feel like a fish out of water.
No pun intended. So we're gonna dive in and talk about how to write amazing social media copy that actually sells. Before we get started, I just wanna let you know, if you wanna learn more about Loud Rumor and the services we offer, obviously Alex is our copywriter, and we have a team of account managers, agency coordinators, graphic designers, video producers, copywriters that all take your studio and wrap into this big bow and make an advertising, and it's a teamwork. And if you want to learn more about that and what the services that we offer, just go ahead and click the link in the description below, and you get to learn more about you, and you guys can learn a little bit more about us. So Alex, I know it's a bit of a broad question, but in your opinion, what makes good copy?
Yeah, I think that the strongest ad copy, it doesn't try to manipulate your customer, right? Or present, maybe make a case that's bigger or make bold claims or it's gimmicky or fatty or trendy. Instead, it creates a compelling case for why they need it and why they should get it from you specifically.
Yeah, no, I love that. I love that you're not wanting to sell them on something that it's not or manipulate them, because that's obviously not what we all want to do. And especially in the fitness world, when it may be hard for someone that's just starting out to, come in and be excited. You don't want to manipulate them and say, oh, this is you want to be realistic. So I really, really like that. How should your copy vary between the platform? If you could give some examples. So like from Instagram versus Facebook or LinkedIn.
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of it with social media platforms, usually the copy is not just going to be it's not going to stand alone. Usually there's a graphic, whether it's a photo or a boomerang or an image, and it's really making sure that those two components are working together. Facebook, I think you can get away with a little bit longer copy. People tend to have a little bit more patience for reading. They kind of expect a little bit of a longer post or a longer ad on Facebook. Whereas Instagram, I think it's better to keep things tight as possible, and really focus on like keywords.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then in terms of like the mediums, do images versus video work well with copy, or is it kind of both?
Yeah, I think it really depends on what the campaign is, what the offer is, and what what graphics or what media that the copy is kind of complementing.
Mm-hmm.
But typically, like on something like Facebook, I would tend to gravitate more toward an image, because on Instagram, the videos usually play automatically, or people are used to the stories, they're used to or if you just scroll through it, the videos automatically start playing, whereas sometimes with Facebook, you have to do that extra step of actually clicking on it. And so even like eliminating as much friction, even that little millisecond that would take to click might be too much work and might kind of not be, it might scare a lead away.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And you touched on a little bit, now I want to dive into it. Sharing stories, how in terms of like the video and then how it relates to copy, what does that look like on your end for copywriting?
For copywriting, I'm really trying to tell compelling stories, right? So everyone's brand, every fitness center, every gym has a story behind it, and the members all have stories of why they're there. And so trying to tap into those stories and create a narrative out of them will make them for a much more personalized ad and help potential clients kind of imagine, like, be in those shoes.
Right, yeah. What do you notice gets like the most saves or likes? What are some like your best tips to get like that lead to actually, either click or save or etc.?
Yeah, to get more saves or shares, a lot of people love like free educational resources. So how-to videos, like workouts or nutritional guides, things like that or they're seen as value to the customer, to potential customers, and giving that away for free. It also helps build expertise or establish expertise with your brand. So it helps build both your image and the trust within the client. So those things tend to get a lot of likes, shares, and saves.
Okay. And then what about comments? How do you get people, or what's some tools or tricks to like get people to actually engage now? Maybe they like and share, but what about actually engaging and commenting?
Yeah, I think that if you keep it personal, right? So this is the main thing that, especially when we're talking about people's personal fitness goals, what we want to do is create an engaging post, something that they want to respond to. So if you ask questions, that are actual, not just super broad, but maybe actually seem like there's a human behind the computer asking this question and genuinely curious, that tends to help the engagement like rise significantly.
Awesome. And now I'm going to practice this with you guys at home. Comment below what your, so far, out of the things we just mentioned, what's been your biggest takeaway so far? So we talked a little bit about shares and comments and liking. What about the type of content that actually gets them to take action, actually get a lead in the door? What does that look like?
Absolutely. So with all of the resources that you provide, or all of the tips that we talked about, you're going to want to also provide a call to action. Something that's actionable, whether it's an offer or, it could be a free week, a free class, something that gets them to make that next step. So you don't want to have any like dangling ad copy or copy that doesn't have a call to action or that doesn't prompt a next step. Right.
What is your favorite, or what do you see that works the best as far as a call to action? What does that look like?
Yeah, I've noticed that some keywords, some of the words that used to be like very in vogue, like hurry or rush, or sometimes they come across as a little bit pushy, and the customer almost expects that, right? They like expect to see that. Right. And so I think that if you use language that's just a little bit more inviting, still like creating a sense of urgency, right? So usually what I would like the ad copy that I see performing well for our clients is ad copy that usually has some sort of, whether if it's a scarcity model, so there's only X number left, or that the offer is only available for a limited time, pairing that with a little bit more of an inviting instead of a pushing tone, I think really helps the customer kind of make that next step.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense, and I love that idea, and that's something definitely you guys should be utilizing too in your ad copy. And just as a reminder, Alex is part of our amazing ads team here at Loudroom. We're our agency side. And so if you want to learn more about how you can have a team of not just Alex, but graphic designers, video producers, account managers, agency coordinators who are all on the back end of everything, go ahead and click the link in the description below. We can learn more about you. You can learn more about us, and it's a 100% free strategy call with one of our members, Success Consultants. So go ahead and take a look at that. We haven't really talked about hashtags, but I'd like to. Should we be using hashtags? 2, is there certain platforms where hashtags work best? And what are some types of hashtags that we should be using?
I think when it comes to hashtags, the most important part is not so much the placement, but the quality of them, and having a wide spread. So you don't just want to tag, say like if you have a funny post or something and you hashtag LOL. Well, hashtag LOL probably has 100 million posts on it, and so your content gets buried very quickly. So you want to have a good spread of kind of like hashtags that have a ton of followers or tags, and then ones that are more in like the 50,000, 100,000, a little bit more of a niche.
Yeah, so that way you can actually get seen. If the LOL, you probably getting caught up with cat videos and other LOL things, but something that you can actually get noticed on with those hashtags. Yeah, that makes sense. And in terms of growing our platforms, and say we're having a branding awareness campaign that's going out, how do we get more followers, more people bought into who we are? What does that look like?
Yeah, so there's a handful of things that go into this. One is having a consistent brand image and voice. So you want to make sure that your page is has a consistent atmosphere, has a consistent tone, and really like evokes what it's like to be in your studio or in your gym. You also want to make sure, like I always say, like resources, resources, resources. And I know that we touched on this earlier, but those how-to videos, those nutritional guides, those at-home workouts, if you're giving those and the copy is coming across as enthusiastic, personable, and knowledgeable, that is an account that people are going to want to follow.
So Alex, any final takeaways or anything that we missed that you want to share?
Yeah, so I think that was really, in broad strokes, some really a basic foundation of writing really great ad copy. When we work with members, there's a lot more to it. Obviously, there's a lot of depth that goes into it, and it gets a little bit more nuanced.
Exactly. He gets into the nitty gritty. So if you want to learn more about how to work with Alex and our whole team on the agency side or the consulting side, go ahead and click the link in the description below and we will get on the phone with you, just like I mentioned before and all the other times. I'm sure you guys are sick of it, but we'd love to help people. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe for more videos just like this one.